Good morning. Welcome to DCC Daily. It's Tuesday morning. I hope you are having a good start to your day. This is our 15-minute program Monday through Friday for the church family of Dungeness Community Church and anybody else that wants to listen. And we always start with a photo of the day. Our photo today was taken by our very own Pastor Piper, David Piper, our youth pastor. He is on sabbatical right now, but he's been staying around local doing his reading and evaluating stuff for his sabbatical, and he's been getting a little bit of hiking in, and he took this picture on the Olympic Hot Springs Road, and this is a waterfall that is above Madison Falls. So, Piper, hope you're getting some good thinking, some evaluating, some praying, some resting, and obviously some great hiking in, and thanks for sharing that picture. All right, let's talk about announcements. Sunday morning, 10 a.m., Sunday worship online, or 12 noon. You can see it on Wave Cable Channel 21. I'll be continuing the new series, The Gift of Barnabas, Encouragement as a Way of Life. And then I've been mentioning this moving forward talk that I did a couple Sunday nights ago, talking about how are we going to regather as a church and what do we do until we can regather? How do we have meaningful connections? If you haven't seen that talk yet, I hope that you'll take a look at it. It is on the YouTube channel, but there also is a survey that we've asked you to fill out. If you haven't done that yet, or maybe you tried and you had some kind of problem with it, would you please contact the church office and let us know? It is really important to us to get feedback from as many of you as we can. The deadline is going to be this Friday. So after this Friday, we won't be accepting any more of those surveys. But if we don't have yours yet, I hope that you will contact us about that. Let's see, Thursday night. Thursday night, of course, our weekly prayer time, 6:45 to 7:15. You can go to the switchboard at dcchurch.org and get the information there for connecting to the prayer call. How about our round to-its? Round to-its are those projects you've been putting off, but now, thanks to a pandemic, you have time to get it done. And our round to-it today comes from Sue Park. Check out this picture. Here's what she says. I belong to the Olympic driftwood sculptors, taking a piece of found wood, scraping off the bark, and then sanding it using increasingly fine grits of sandpaper. The piece in the foreground has had approximately 100 hours of work. She says that she has about 50 more hours until this piece is finished. I've seen this driftwood art and it is beautiful, and I'm always amazed at how much time and care goes into creating one of these. So, Sue, that is impressive, and thank you for sharing that with us. Yeah! How about a devotional thought for the day? This comes from John chapter 14, verse 27. Jesus speaking says, "Peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. Not as the world gives, do I give to you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let them be afraid." The world has not given any of us too much peace right now. There's all kinds of tension about how we should respond to this pandemic and what this pandemic might do, and is there a cure, and when will a cure be there, and there's not much peace around. But Jesus looked at his disciples who faced very troubled times of their own, and he said, don't let your heart be troubled. I leave you a different kind of peace. And I hope that you're able to quiet your heart and rest in his peace today. Maybe get some time to pray. And some of those anxious, troubled thoughts that are maybe going around in your head, just talk them through with the Lord and find his peace. Well, we have another special guest. Our guest this morning is Isabelle Hugonoit. And Isabelle, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. I am a freshman in college currently at home, but I go to college down at Westmont in Santa Barbara. I'm studying biology. I want to do wildlife preservation is my goal. But yeah.
And you had a little bit different growing up from a lot of kids that went to swim high school. Where did you spend part of your time?
I grew up in the Tibetan region of China until 8th grade when I moved back to small town of Squim. Yeah, my parents were linguists there. They were Bible translators. They were translating into multiple dialects of Tibetan.
Yeah, pretty cool. So you've had a pretty varied background.
A little
A
bit of a different upbringing.
little bit of different upbringing. Okay, so this is a totally odd question, but what do you think is the strangest thing that you've eaten in Tibet that your peers have never tried?
Oh my gosh. There's been a couple interesting things. One of the main Tibetan dishes or drinks is called yak butter tea. It is totally normal there, but it's definitely like an acquired taste. It's like very sodium filled, very fat filled, but it's basically just like a stick of yak butter that they like blend together with like salt and milk and a bunch of other stuff, and it's served hot. So I would say that's probably like one of the main dishes that we had often there that most people would never think of eating.
And have you acquired a taste for yak butter tea?
I definitely did when I was there. I really liked it. Yeah,
That's
I
great.
liked a good cup of yak butter tea.
I don't think you can get yak butter in Squim. I've checked. It's not here.
No,
Um,
I don't think so.
so this has not been the year at college that you thought it was going to be. Uh, what's it been like having school suddenly send you home?
Yeah, it's definitely been hard. I was trying to articulate it to my parents. I think I'm at peace with it right now because I was able to go back and clean out my room and get all of my stuff. But before that, it was kind of hard because I felt like I was like living in two different places. Like all my stuff was there, but I had to do school from home. Um, but I'm pretty at peace with it right now. I think I was thinking back on this year and genuinely like is one of the best years of my life, even without those that last month at school. So I think it like fulfilled all my expectations and completely like blew them away. So it's not too bad doing school from like remotely. I still try to FaceTime friends and do schoolwork together with them the way that I would at school, but it's definitely a bit different.
Yeah. And you are still finishing classes right now, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah. So they're all online. Some classes, I just got done with a Zoom meeting for one of my classes. It's like a discussion section, so that's kind of fun to navigate through Zoom. But some classes are doing it that way, and then some record lecture videos and post them online, and we can watch them at any time, and they just have homework assignments due it on certain days.
Is
So
that kind of challenging? Because I mean, I've done some online
yeah.
stuff, and frankly, I find it hard to really stay focused on the video the way I would in a classroom.
Yeah, it's like hard to stay focused and it's hard to like get motivation to watch a video when you don't really have to watch it. So like I think I'm behind on like 5 lecture videos that I'm probably gonna try to get caught up on today. But I think I've definitely found that people motivate me a lot to do work during this whole thing. So that's probably been like the hardest part of it is just kind of like sitting down at home when there's all these distractions around you and kind of just trying to like, okay, work hard, focus. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Now, you said you've got finals coming next week.
yes.
Okay, which actually, when this interview airs, will be this week because it'll be airing next week.
I'll
So,
probably have something done by then, yeah.
so
Scary to think about. Yeah.
scary to think about. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll try to remember to pray for you as you get through
Thank you.
finals. Yeah. Uh, well, anything that you would share by way of encouragement to maybe some other students, high school or college like you, that are stuck at home right now?
Yeah, I think like the thing that's really helped me get through it is just like trying to communicate with all my friends as much as possible. And we've had like a couple of Zoom group calls with all my friends or like just FaceTiming. I try to FaceTime at least one person a day. And that kind of helps because I know it's like it feels really nice when somebody reaches out to you to talk. So I've been trying to do that with other people as well. Um and just like remember we're almost done and then summer comes even though it's might be summer alone, but it won't be school, there'll be a lot more free time. I think like that's been a motivator for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's some upsides to this too. I think it's like a time to kind of try to focus on bettering yourself. That sounds kind of cliche, but take time to do things that you might not when life's a lot busier. And I mean, a lot of my tests are open notes, so that's always that's a plus. That's kind of encouragement, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's great. Well, would you close our time with prayer?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Dear God, I pray for everybody who is affected by this virus around the world, for people who are on the front lines fighting it, and for people who are suffering through having a relative who has it or who have it themselves. And I pray for everybody who's been affected by it in different ways, for all the college students who are home and the high schoolers and all the people who might have lost their jobs. I pray that we will still be able to come together as a community and just kind of unite against this terrible thing. Yeah. Amen.
Amen. Hey, thank you so much. And we'll be praying that you rock it for the finals.
Thank you.
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for joining us. I trust you have a blessed day. We'll see you back here tomorrow.